fell before him, twisted and bent to his bidding. War between Mezelmoth's forces and the people of Zenafrost broke out across the land. The Zeniths, vastly weakened by the darkening of magic, devised a desperate plan. They would seal him and his madness away. Forever. The Zeniths traveled to the very edge of Zenafrost and raised a massive expanse of land into the sky, well beyond the reach of those far below. Together, they tore a door through the very fabric of the universe that opened into a place within nothingness, a realm at the end of all things. Here is where they sealed Mezelmoth away, trapped behind the dark gate forevermore. But the damage caused by Mezelmoth's conquest was irreversible. Now fragmented and impure, magic had been forever changed in Zenafrost. In the muck of the swamps to the north, Mezelmoth's first followers raised the kingdom of Elastra. The powers of these magic users, driven mad when deprived of their master's energy, mutated into chaos magic. The Elastrian people were left doomed to a life of murderous rage. Far to the east, in the shadow of the great mountains, rose a race of people who came to be known as the Dreads. Unlike the Elastrians, the Dreads had survived the change in energy and become true beings of darkness. Their powers were that of the rawest evil. To the west, amidst plentiful crops and flower-flecked meadows, lived those born without the Zenith's gift of magic. Humans, for the most part just and strong, built their homes there in the kingdom of Delinval, a monument of hope and prosperity. But Mezelmoth the Deceiver had not been silenced. His corruption began to weaken the Dark Gate, allowing his blight to seep into the land and whisper darkness into the world. Like a dagger from the shadows, swift and unexpected, the dread queen swept forth with a terrible army. Driven by the whispers of the deceiver, she rained fire and brimstone upon Zenafrost. Forests, villages, and fortified cities fell before the dreads. She gave no quarter, granted no mercy, spared no life. She burned the city of Delinval to the ground and gathered the children at the gates. And with her dark magic, she set each innocent ablaze as a final declaration of war. From the ashes of this great battle, King Grathiel rose as hero of not only Delinval, but of all Zenafrost. Striking an accord, he joined forces with the Elastrians and set out to stop the Dread Queen for the sake of all humanity. Using military might combined with chaos magic, King Grathiel turned the tide of the Great War. The Dread forces were bested, and their bloodied, beaten queen was brought before the kingdom of Delinval to pay for her crimes. The people demanded her head. Filled with insatiable greed, as the dust of war barely settled, the Elastrians rose against Delinval in attempts to take the throne and land for themselves. Even with the Delinvalian forces dwindled, wise and cunning King Grathiel predicted their plot and struck them down in one swift battle. This final act of betrayal made magic seem beyond salvation, a thing twisted and torn into the darkness it now wrought. In pursuit of peace, Grathiel struck one last pact with the Elastrians. He would cease the bloodshed, but the Elastrians would never again be allowed to roam outside the borders of their